So I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me try this coffee, you know? So it was a Vietnamese coffee, new one on the can. I grab it. I'm like, all right, let's try this. I put it in my fridge, came back home, chilled. I was like, all right, let me grab this coffee before I start stream, you know, so I can get a little boost of energy. I open the can, you out thinking, crack that bitch open. I put it to my mouth. I got like a good little sippy sip. Keep in mind it's cold brew, so it's meant to be cold. And a clump hits my lip and lands directly on my fucking tongue. I immediately fucking froze. Hold on. I gotta turn down the music. Hold on. I immediately froze. I froze on the fucking spot. I was like dumbfounded to the point where the clump that was on my tongue just melted. I immediately cringed, looked at the can, like I was looking like it was like a black woman that finally went to like Whole Foods and she was reading the back of a label of something. And I'm just like, the fuck? Like I taste coffee. Like there wasn't nothing wrong with the coffee. It just tasted like coffee, but what the fuck was that texture? I look at the lip of the can. The lip of the can got clumps on it. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I'm looking at the can. I look at the name. I reread the name. I'm like, what the fuck? I turn it to the side. I look at the side of the fucking can. The reason why I was dairy free, and I didn't think about this, you know, because dairy free, I'm usually off the top of your head. You're like, oh yeah, it's almond milk, or it's oat milk or something like that. You know, I was expecting one of those, or you know, just no milk, which I'm fine with. It was fucking coconut. It was coconut milk. If you don't know, coconut milk has a habit when chilled to separate and clump up if not properly diluted. So the water and the actual milk itself would separate from itself. So the same thing like when you buy fucking the can of fucking coconut milk and you'll notice how there's just water at the bottom of the can, but the coconut milk itself is like completely clumped up if you leave it there for long enough. And I was, oh man, I was mortified before I read that. So it was good, but it was just like the coconut milk in there had separated and clumped up. So I poured it out in a fucking like in a glass to like fully see, and bro, that shit was horrifying. That shit was. I should have took a picture, but you know, I because it was like fucking $5. Obviously, I choked that shit down like halfway before I was like, yeah, I have an iron stomach. So I was like, yeah, no. The taste didn't justify me drinking that shit. Like somebody else could be better than me, but like, come on now. I'm gonna need that shit on the label to be like, yes, it will separate or something. Because man, I almost had a fucking heart attack and died. I was not God's strongest soldier in that fucking moment. I almost backflipped directly out of my goddamn window. I was about to be upset. I was going to be so fucking upset. I was about to be so goddamn upset. You gonna be awake for 18 hours if you EX coffee? Nah, knowing me, I even with coffee and shit like that, and caffeine, I'm so heavily fucking used to caffeine intakes that it's whatever now. But yeah, that was my experience.